In today's video, we are going to talk about the last events, the Altseason, Ripple trial, and etc. So since the last time I recorded our last update, we had two big events. The first one was the banks bailing out, the central banks bailing out small banks. That's the first thing. One of the reasons I decided to not record is because there's a lot of people talking about this is it, it's over, the markets are going to crash, and that's not true. We talked about it months ago. And as you guys remember, the Sun Cycle Against Markets, the video, the Altseason 2022 and the Altseason Roadmap, all of the three are correlated. Also, it is going to be this one. So, and the other event is that the dollar is losing its strength, okay? But this is nothing special. The dollar is not going to crash, it's not going to collapse, it's not going to lose its value. $1 will still be worth $1, okay? All that garbage talk, the dollar is going to lose its value, it's going to go away. No, it is not going to happen, okay? So these are the two events that happened after my last update. And I decided to wait to record this video for two reasons. One is because I had been to rush with my daddy to the hospital like 2-3 times a week. His condition is getting worse. And the other is because all these people talking about, you know, it's going to collapse. And no, it is not. So let's start. Where we are in the scheme of the Altseason. Is it going to happen right now? It already began. And to understand where we are, we have to take a look on Dow Jones and gold. Yes, these two guys. So here on Dow Jones, let me show you guys right here. Okay, so I was expecting a bit of more downside, probably higher low around here. Didn't happen. So again, this my bias was before the bailing out, okay? And the markets love it. More money, free money, cheap money, so on. Now it seems that we are about to start to go up. The market expectation is that the Federal Reserve will make a pause on May and start to decrease rates in July. Okay, the odds are 80%, so it's pretty big, very significant. And I do believe that's exactly how it is going to happen as well. So, just a moment. You guys remember my clock? I'm basing my investments and everything else on a timeline between November 24 and March 2025. So this is when I will be out the markets. Yeah, so Dow Jones will go up, so will index, SPX, gold, crypto, many other things. For how much? I am expecting for between 16 and 18 months, most likely 16, okay? And if we take a look from where we are to November, so 580 days, just a moment. Hold on, folks, 580. Okay, so it's if it starts in July, it's 18 months, around 18 months, because what I think is that the Democrats will lose the elections, Trump will get back. the Republicans, they are not going to raise the debt ceiling, and so the United States economy are going to, the federal government will enter default. And this is going to be the beginning of the problems. Actually, the solution, not the problem itself. That's the only way to fix this thing. Because also we have deflation that will come. Okay, so there is no way to avoid it. There is no way. It's impossible. It is going to happen, and I'm expecting all those things to happen starting on November 18 and March 2025. That's when things are going to become very ugly. Okay, so now let's jump into gold. Let me see if it's this chart. No, it is not. Yes, it is this one. Okay, so in the same way, I was expecting a bit more downside on Dow Jones and stocks. I was also expecting on gold. So I end up wrong on gold, Dow Jones, and Bitcoin short-term behavior, but the direction is still the same. I talked about it in the Altseason 2022, which is linked to Altseason roadmap video. Both are, let's say, together. Like part 1, part 2, I explained everything, said that we are not going to crash, so on and on. Okay, so right about the direction, wrong in the short-term behavior. Actually, to be honest, it's not quite wrong, because we had those events that couldn't be accounted. They haven't happened, right? But so I truly believe that by, let's say, the next couple of days, or maybe 1 week or two, things will start to go up. Gold, stocks, crypto, all together. Okay, and the dollar is going to take a big hit, big one. So also the euro, GBP, all the other dollars, Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, they are going to lose value as well. Okay, so in other words, almost all foreign currencies, excluding the dollar itself, will gain strength. But this is going to be the final run into their lives, because money, as we know, is going to change. Okay, in two ways, maybe one, I'm not 100% sure. So the first thing is they will be backed by gold again. Okay, so the United States did it in the past, they fixed the system, and now they are going to do it again. Okay, so I hear some people saying, oh, but China, Russia, they will do a currency. No, folks, it is not going to work. It never worked before. And the whole world, it's not going to be into their hands, okay? Also, another thing that we can't forget, even if they exclude the dollar from their transactions, their deals, trades, they still have to pay their debt in US dollars. It can be avoided. And if they don't do it, they are excluded from global trade. Okay, so some people mention one thing, two things, and forget like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A lot of very important fundamentals that deny all those crazy calls. Okay, so yeah, so I truly believe that gold is almost to go. Let's take a look on silver. Okay, yes, just a second. Okay, so there's a thing here. First thing, my deadline, November 24, and March. Okay, so let's say in May. So otherwise it will be too close. The time here is close. Okay, so action, price action, and time, they are very close to each other. And if we look into the macro perspective here, we have a very big bullish trend. But there is something else, and it brings a question. I believe that silver is not going to perform like some people are expecting. Of course, I can be wrong, but based on all the experience that I had making analysis and in the size of this structure. So we are talking about from 81 into 2000, that's 19, plus 23, that's 42, right? 42, around 42. It's a big scenario, continuation scenario. And just a second. Okay. So again, I can be wrong about this. It's not clear, but I have a idea, a possible idea. Depending on the silver strength, we will see it within the days, the weeks. It is possible that we are not going to see a bull break above previous highs, which is around $47. If it breaks, that's cool, that's nice. So I'm not invested in silver or not trading silver. So for me, it's just to have a better understanding, and that's it. So my guess, okay, this is a guess, that we will top maybe on 47 or close to 47 by late 2024. And then we go down for maybe a few years, maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years, which is also the expectation, my expectation for stocks, global trade, crypto, precious metals to recover, okay? Because there is a global catastrophe into the near future, and it's coming. There's no way to avoid it. So to then silver to overperform, for example, gold, because gold will be more stable. So if it is going to back currencies, it has to be stable, more stable, or being locked. Okay, so by countries buying more gold or making more gold into their trades, we leave a lot of room for silver. Okay, so if this scenario is correct, the target, it's probably going to be close to $400. Okay, so I think I'm talking too much about other things that are not related to crypto. I just want you guys to have a better macro idea. Okay, so now let's go into XRP, XLM USD. I don't think there is enough data that they don't. Maybe Coinbase? Yes, Coinbase. That's perfect. Okay, so some of you guys will remember that I shared the targets. For the downside was a red arrow, where I was expecting to be the lower high, and a green arrow where I was expecting to be the bottom for XLM, and a few others that was somewhat clear or had some kind of evidence suggesting that the bottom was close. If I'm not wrong, the number was 8 cents. Let's see how. So XLM went to 7, almost the 6 range, which is pretty close, right? So there's another thing here. We have, this is also, you guys should read this also like XRP, Monero, Chain, OX, and a few others. I talked about all of this into the Altseason roadmap. So if you haven't watched it, please go watch it and then watch this video again. So let's start from where we are, and let's take a look back. Then we do the opposite, okay? So right here, we have a bullish structure that suggests, and I strongly believe this is it, a bottom reversal structure. Okay, so this is the most recent one. What is the other? It's one that we have been tracking. It's a big and fat bullish rising wedge. Okay, so what is the other one? The other one most of you guys are familiar with because we already talked about this many times. We've been tracking this for a long time, and we are being correct on the macro analysis. Okay, here we are. So here, just like silver, if you remember, this is very similar with silver. Okay, the only difference is that here we have only a few years, and in silver we had a lot of years. Okay, that's why I'm in doubt if it is possible to just go up, blast the roof, or if it is going to develop something to then go. For example, here on crypto, I know it is going to happen way before late 2024. Okay, one of the reasons is Nasdaq, many others are jumping big time into crypto. So basically what they have been doing, they have been, let's say, accumulating, okay, make a stack, and now they launch the products. Then people jump in, they are the first to leave, and then game over. That's how it always happens all the time, okay? But let's go one step at a time here. What is my deadline? November 2024. And March 2025. Okay, so as we can see here, there is little time for such a development like this to go. Okay, so doesn't make sense. And so what I'm expecting, something very similar with gold, very, or something like this. I'm not 100% sure. Then for a while to then ban, and I'm expecting it to happen into two steps. We already talked about it. Okay, so some people are talking about, for example, targets around $8, which is bullshit. For XLM and XRP is almost the same thing. But what I am expecting is that we are going for a big bull move. Then we end up with sideways development to then make another big one. So if I'm right about this, this is just for a, it is just an example, okay? I'm not saying it is going to 105. I don't know. I can take a look. I am well aware, excuse me, XRP numbers, but not on XLM. I will have to work on it again. Anyway, I believe there is going to be a midway. So A, B, and C, which A is the bull break, B is the battle of midway, and C, it's the final leg up. And if we break this down into Elliott waves, we end up with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward. Now let's take a look into XRP. Okay. Whew. So as you guys remember, before the bailout, and I was expecting Dow Jones to go up, down, Bitcoin to go down, XRP to follow, and then we go up. Okay, so I already explained it. And in the last couple of videos, we were talking about how bad this was looking for XRP, but we had a timeline. Okay, so it's price against time. You guys remember this? Been talking about this for a long time. It's part of our analysis way. A possible date for the trial to end was late March, so nothing now. But just like that example that I shared on silver, we don't have enough time now, okay, today, to, let's say, to everything go down and XRP to follow, okay, for something like this, to then go up. Why we don't? The Fed pivot is very close, very close. Again, May to go for zero and July to start decreasing rates. And folks, think about this for a second. How convenient is that the judge is going to, end the case very close to the date the Fed is going to pivot and everything will go up. And if we'll take a look here, it started right here, right? So it's almost 1 year, 2 years, and 5 months. So after 2 years and 5 months, the judge is close to 1 month to make the decision. It's very convenient. I don't believe in the such things. Okay, for me, there is a agenda. They know what they are doing. It's crystal clear. Okay, so yeah. So all this being said, again, we didn't had anything crystal clear here, anything, but we are just 1 month, most likely, or 2 before her decision, and then time to see some craziness, probably like 2017. So maybe the crypto world will just explode. Let's take a closer look here. This behavior right here, in my opinion, it's continuation from here. Okay, so if I'm right, there is no more downside. This is the midway into this little guy to then continue up. Why that? Let me show you. This is also part of the way we do our analysis. Okay, so here on the weekly, uh, 657, if I'm not wrong. Okay, so this is one of the perpetual levels in the tool in the methodology that I developed. And one thing that we can see here is 3 indecision candles. So I'm reading this in a technical way, okay? But don't forget all the other things that we already talked about, okay? So 3 indecision candles on the weekly, 21 days, just to catch up with the Fed pivot, okay? So Bitcoin is going up, Ethereum is going up, XLM, XRP, everything. Stocks, precious metals, we are very close, okay? And if we jump closer and take a closer look here, not here is not clear, but in 1 day, we have a bullish continuation pattern here, which is clear on the 4-hour chart. So again, folks, this isn't support or resistance. It doesn't behave like this, okay? It's based on value and key level. All those levels into the perpetual setup, they hold a big significance, okay? That's why price behave around those levels. And if you guys remember, I had this level on 28657 even before Bitcoin bull break above 17,000. You can take a look into my older videos and you will see it. Okay, so this is not knocking on heaven's door, okay? It's bullish development just below a very key level which holds a lot of value, okay? And so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 days till Monday. So maybe it is going to start late Sunday. Maybe. I'm not. So when exactly is going to happen, it's not significant. What matters is the direction. Okay. So if you're trading, you have a strategy plan. If you are investing, you have other strategy, other plan. Okay. So I'm not trying to nail. Okay. I am my ground is in long-term moves. So just for you guys to have a better understanding here. So back into XRP. We had a falling wedge, which was not only on here. I won't remember now, but again, there are multiple ways to look into this. And folks, please remember, the price behavior, it's not based on structures, okay? It is being based in the coming events, okay? So price is chasing the events, or also price against time. And there's another way, which is it's accounted into the chart already. Some people say it's a priced in, okay? So it's not going up because we have a falling wedge, okay? It's going up because it will be ready when we get very, very close to those events. Everybody knows the Fed's going to pivot, okay? Because they have a dilemma. They don't have a problem, which is very complicated. If they continue raising rates, they can fix inflation and economy by destroying economy itself. So that there is no way to avoid this. And the other thing is, if they do this right now, it's game over. If they don't, and if they play you know, it's not printing money again, it's just decreasing rates, then it's their last card before the collapse. So instead of collapsing now, today, tomorrow, they are going to play the last card and that's it, okay? So this is a dilemma. Any of those two options, they don't have anywhere to go and they are doomed, okay? So inflation will stay, will continue to go up, things will get way, way worse before deflation comes, okay? So yeah, so into the short term here we have more bullish behavior here, and XRP is looking I mean, it's looking good now because we are very, very close. May is at the door, and June, July as well. Some of you guys will remember in the royal chapter, the point of strength is around May, June, and July. Okay, the royal arc. So that's also another very, very significant time to make things. Okay, yeah. Let's take a look on XDC. I don't remember if it is this chart. Okay, it can be. Okay, so before this, all this Fed thing back in the day, I had found a target or possible target for XDC to reach maybe 80, 90 cents. Okay. The question now is it possible? Is it unlikely? And please remember this. I'm not buying 10 different coins, tokens, because one have a possible target, that target, etc. No, folks. Everything will be adjusted together, okay? They are not going to, let's say, make 20 coins move, leave 20 behind, so people will have time to go back and buy and make a lot of profits. So everything will move together, okay? And the ratio are going to be very, very similar among a few cryptocurrencies out there, okay? So one thing here, for example, is this. We have multiple scenarios like this. It's not just one. And on XDC, it's very, very interesting because it's mimicking Bitcoin in the macro scale. Okay, so we can see there is adjustment. Okay, and this is not only based on just because Bitcoin is going up, it is going as well. No, because back in 2017, Bitcoin was moving solo, then Bitcoin was resting, then the alts, and vice versa. This changed. Okay, so let's see if it is possible to achieve 89, maybe even more, who knows. So November, then 2025, March, okay? I do believe it is possible. Yes, so it's possible. It is not something that, oh, it's impossible, it is not going to happen. And let's take a look how much we are talking about here. So 4,700%. That's great, right? It's amazing. So it's possible into my in my opinion. Okay. Now just a another example. XLM, XDC. Which other? Okay, here we go. For example, Shane here. It's almost the same scenario as the others. Had a little bit of weakness here, almost went flat, but it's not going to stop Shane to go up just like the others. Again, my deadline. Very, very soon you guys will see some people copying this. They will adjust the lines, you know, maybe a few months before, a few later, but you guys are going to see this very soon. So do we have enough room for a big move? Yes, sir. There is room for a big move. So just like the example that I shared on XRP, how I believe this is going to happen. Big move up. Let's say here, just for the sake of this example. Then the battle of midway, just a little bit. To then going into the final one. Of course, it is not going to be so much. Let me correct this. Okay, so something like this, okay? For those of you who were trading or investing back in 2000, 17, a lot of people were saying, oh, that's not possible, it's not going to happen. And a lot of things happen, folks, a lot. More than a lot of people were expecting. Let me see if I remember. Okay. Yes, so here we are. This is one that is going to have, it is going to have massive gains. Here is the behavior that we talked about that I showed you on XLM. So again, it is not something that is isolated, folks, okay? It's like a mirrored behavior all over the board. They are very, very, very similar. And yeah, so for example, of course we don't have, I think, maybe, we don't have all the data here, okay? So some coins and tokens are in a scenario like this, about to go, and others are in a scenario like this. So both are in a bullish trend, okay? My guess is the ones that are looking way more bullish, development, structure, pattern, are going to have better gains, maybe, probably. And the others that are having a aggressive, but turning into like the final leg or the final move, because as you guys saw, some of them are printing a macro rising wedge, and they always end up breaking, always, okay? So we have some questions, some things to look at for and think about, and yeah. So I have two videos to record. One is to bring some fundamentals about something that you guys will really enjoy about 2025. Yeah, so it's basically external, off the charts fundamentals, okay? Of course, it is going to reflect here, but they start off the chart. And yeah, okay. So folks, this is part, I can consider this video as the video number 4, like a documentary, okay? So it starts on Sun Cycle versus markets, Altseason, the harvest season 2022, Altseason roadmap, and then this guy right here, okay? I will finish this series next year. Of course, I will record some videos before, but please remember this. I'm not going to keep recording videos to just explain things that we know are going to happen. It doesn't make sense, folks, okay? So for example, I'm investing based in a timeline of events, okay? Not on, oh, this is a support, oh, there is a resistance, oh, it's a triangle, or it's a bull flag. No, no. The markets change it, and they are always changing, okay? The way I use it to make analysis on stocks and the dollar change it. And we have to understand when the markets change to not make mistakes, okay? To stay biased when something changed and then we got being left behind, okay? So, yeah. So I think this is it, folks. If you like it, please enjoy. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you enjoyed, please share with your friends, your parents, the dog, the parrot, the cat, the fish, everybody. Share with a lot of people. And thanks for your time as well. Thanks for your support. Thanks for your patience. As soon I am feeling more, you know, a bit of relief, my dad's situation and a lot of things happening, I will be more present in the videos. recording with more frequency, okay? But again, I don't have to make a video like every day or every 3-4 times a week. You guys understand this is a macro call, so we are talking about multiple months. In between, there is nothing to talk about. So it's basically tracking the way up, being prepared for the midway, and getting ready for the very top. That's it. Simple like that. And again, just one more thing. It's here. Yes. Do you remember the example that I showed you? Rising wedge that we have? And this, folks, it's not the bigger one. Okay, if we zoom out, there is a much bigger one. And by the time the markets collapse, crash, it is going to be wild, way, way wild. Okay, so folks, this is it for now. Thanks for your time, your patience, and I will see you guys soon. Stay well and see ya.